And now, The Raven by Carl.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "Oh, 'tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this and nothing more." Distinctly, I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from the book surcease of sorrow for the lost Lenore. For the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here evermore. And the silk sad sustained rustling of each purple curtain filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Oh, this is it and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came a-rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you here. I wide opened the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wandering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared dream before. But the silence was unbroken, the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was whispered word, "Lenore." Then I whispered, the echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Then I whispered back, an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, oh, my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window. Let me see then what the threat is, and in this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when within many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mine of lord and lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon the bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though thy crest shall be short and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly and grim and ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's plutonium shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marveled this ungainly fowl, to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door. Bird or beast, the sculpted bust above this chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on this placid bust, spoke only, that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other than friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said nevermore, startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken. Doubtless, said I, what it utters is only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast, but followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirge of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in the front of the bird of the bustern door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant by encroaking nevermore. This I sat engaging and guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fierce eyes now burned into my bosom core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet lining with the lamplight glowed o'er she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls twinkled at the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels hath sent thee respite, nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff this thy kind nepenthe, and forget the lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, whether temper sent, or whether tempest tossed thee here shore. Desolate, yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on the home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there a balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, by thy haven have that bends above us, by that God that we both adore. Tell me, this soul with sorrow laden, if within distant aided, it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels named Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels named Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word of our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked, upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and night's plutonium shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all been seeming of the demons that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him is streaming, throws his shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.